Hello everyone, welcome back to Artist Archives. My name is Nikki. I'm an actress, a writer and an educator, and I'm taking you along some moments in this week. I am focusing on my health this week because it's good to focus on your health. Yeah, I think I've just had a revelation recently. I was watching this. I've had lots of thoughts recently, but I was watching this really amazing sermon by Pastor Joseph Prince, and he's just like such a fantastic pastor, based in Singapore. And you know, I've just always been really impressed by his approach to the gospel and his conviction about this topic of grace. And in this sermon that I was watching on Sunday, he was talking about how we are made in God's image, and obviously we know God as the Trinity. I say obviously, we might not all obviously know that, so sorry, I shouldn't have said obviously. I believe that God is three persons in one, so God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. And then he was saying that, and then the pastor was saying that as we are made in God's image, we are also tripartite, which means we consist of three parts. So he was talking about the body, the mind, and the soul. And I was just kind of like, rah, because we put so much emphasis on, we can be skewed one way. We can be always in the mind, we can be always focusing on the body, we can be always focusing on the soul. Do you see what I mean? So always focusing on the mind might be someone who's incredibly bright and intelligent and academic, but is really bad at actually taking care of their physical health. Someone who's in the gym like 24/7, but are they reading any books? Or like, it's someone who is like really successful in several areas, but are they actually developing good, like, not personal skills, but I want to say social skills. That's the soul, right? Relationships, and like, I don't just mean like romantic relationships, but like, how are you treating those around you? Are you treating them well? You can be very intelligent, but if you don't have love, it's in Corinthians, like, you can have all these things, but without love, I'm just like a noisy gonging cymbal, is what it says in the book of Corinthians. Like, love is above all things. So yeah, how did we get onto that? Oh yeah, so it's good to actually change up your priorities and not only be focused on one element of yourself. Even when I say tripartite, I think, yeah, body, mind and soul, but then there's the spirit as well. Spirit is different from soul. I don't know, it's something that I'm thinking about. If you have any thoughts on that, please comment down below, because I really love this. It makes so much sense to me that we are tripartite, but then I think about, like, there is a distinguishing between the spirit and the soul. It makes me think. Because the soul is meant to be the mind. Well, the soul is meant to be the mind, the will and the emotions. So maybe the soul is really mind, and then spirit is the third part. Does this make sense to you? This is what I'm thinking about. Anyway, yeah, we've had a good day today. It's around lunchtime this morning. A friend came round, we worked together, and I wrote the summer showcase for the young people at one of the places that I work at. I teach acting, and you'll have seen little clips of it throughout my vlogs if you've watched several ones of them. So we just read through the script together, and I'm really glad that it's good. So I'm happy with that, and yeah, I'm about to plan for some creative writing university courses that I'm teaching, so that's my aim for now. And then at 7 I've got a dance class, so I've basically got between now and 7 to plan, so that's good. But also I need to not procrastinate. So yeah, how are you guys doing? Comment down below, tell me what you're up to. Tell me one significant key good thing from this week. Let me know, because by the time you see it, it will be the end of the week, so I would love to know that, and I genuinely mean that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading your comments down below, and I'll see y'all in the next clip. I've just been sat here for quite a while now, just putting together plans and things like that. University course planning is actually fun. It's intense, but like, you teach enough that, you know, there's definitely crossovers between them. Especially I teach a mixture of like creative writing, acting, performance, and that kind of thing. But yeah, what's really joyous about planning for a course is that I can choose texts that I actually love and I'm excited to teach, and that is such a joy, because, you know, I remember as a student, you know, there were a mix of texts that I loved, and then there was some texts where I was like, And like, that's not to say that I just pick text because I'm like, oh wow, I really enjoy it. It's like, what is a great medium between I really enjoy the text, I really want to teach the text, and that I'm providing enough variety for different tastes within the class and different genres and different time periods. I think I've been teaching long enough now to be like, okay, you know, let's include like Shakespeare or like whatever, do you know what I mean? Like, let's have some variety in here. So yeah, it's not all just a favorites game, but I will say there's such a great perk to just teaching what I want to teach and being like, okay, maybe, for example, there's something in here that we're going to be studying where I actually don't think, I feel like the structural integrity, that's mean, but I just don't enjoy how structure is necessarily used. But it will be a very interesting study in structure to see what the students think of it. Like, what do you think of the use of structure? Because I think it's a bit harsh to say I don't like how the structure is used. There's a particular point of it where I'm like, oh, we could have played with the pacing and the timing a little bit better. But again, it's not all just about like, oh, well, this is my favorite, so we're going to study that. It's like, no, I really enjoy this and I want to enjoy teaching it. And that can also include like, okay, what do you think about this section? How could we have done it better? You know, definitely a value as well to studying things that you love and studying things where you're like, I would not write it like that. Definitely. I think it's really important to know what you like, your taste, but also important to know what you don't like, because it's easy to say you don't like something, and I think it actually takes an additional level of analysis to go, this is why I don't like that thing, and then an additional level of awareness and analysis and experience and knowledge to then go, this is how I will not replicate it in my own work. Because you can replicate things that you don't like so easily just through a lack of skill and you might not even know it. So it's definitely good to, if you can point out the flaws in other people's work, I think then you can start thinking about like, oh, am I doing that thing that I say I don't like? Just saying, I'm putting that out there for writers and makers and creatives. Ciao. Okay, I finally finished planning. That took a while. We're coming up to 5 o'clock. I didn't do it the entire time, to be fair. Like, I took a break, had a snack and all that, but like, yes! Done. And I had so much fun curating this reading list. Ooh, like I wrote it all out. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be a blessing to these students. What am I doing? Hey. Hello. Don't ask me why, of all the things I really wanted to record, my opening of my new duvet. Don't judge me. Okay, do you know why? It's actually because it says at the top, it goes, shake me to wake me, I'm compressed to reduce packaging. And I'm just very excited by the prospect of opening a compressed duvet and then seeing it like foam out. It's exciting. I just see YouTubers do it, okay? And I just think it looks cool. So we're gonna do it. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. Are you ready? You better be ready. Is it like 2 a.m? No, it's not. It's 1 a.m. So you were wrong. Oh, it's on. Oh, it's a sticker. Brought the scissors for no reason. Okay. Be a good YouTuber. This is the brand Silent Night, if you care. Please sponsor me. Oh, here we go, here we go. Okay. I didn't really foam up like that. Just sort of rolled out. So you know, there's that. There we go. Do y'all want to see some books I bought recently? And by recently I mean, was it yesterday? I think, yeah, it was yesterday. I bought, because I had to do it. I had to do it. Jeanette McCurdy's I'm Glad My Mom Died, which is, what a wild title. But I've watched about, I would say I've at least watched 4 long interviews with Jeanette McCurdy talking about her memoir and her experiences with her mom. And I'm saying mom because she's American. And you know, if I'm still intrigued after about 4 hours of podcast content about her talking about basically what's in this memoir, I just felt like I had to get it. I had to do it. Thumbnail vibes. They'll know this is it. And then I also bought Yinka, Where Is Your Husband? Which I'm very excited to read. Basically, I'll tell you the story with this. I picked it up in the bookstore. I turned over and I read the blurb, and I was just immediately like, yes, this is the book. And then I walked around the bookstore for about 15 minutes because it was buy one get one half price, and I was like, I will find another book because I'm 100% buying this one. And then I decided upon this one. But yeah, shall I read you the blurb? I was immediately like, yes, I need it. It says, Yinka wants to find love. Her problem, her mum wants to find it for her. Which already is reminding me of one of my friends who is Nigerian. And I'm assuming this is like a Nigerian culture book. I think it says in the background. And also like it's, you know, Nigerian names. So I'm already like thinking about my friend now. And going, this sounds like, you know, not relatable, but like realistic. Then, she also has too many aunties who frequently pray for her delivery from singledom. Already I'm like, yo, like we mentioning prayer up in here. Plus, there's her preference for chicken and chips over traditional Nigerian food, and a bum she's sure is far too small as a result. Oh, and the fact that she's 31 and doesn't believe in sex before marriage might be a bit of an obstacle too. Honestly, that last line, I said, this is the book. There's just something so beautiful about, like, I just felt like, oh, there's a book for us. I'm not Nigerian, but it's such a realistic thing that I feel like I don't read a lot of romance novels, so I guess how would I know? But like when you just pick up a contemporary book that is talking about a black woman finding love, and she presumably is religious or comes from a religious background, doesn't believe in sex before marriage, has these like cultural dynamics that she's working with, like the whole like she prefers chicken and chips over Nigerian food. Like, oh my gosh, there's a book for us. I love it. I love it. It's so bold and just like, because this is an experience that I feel like I don't see, but I haven't even read it yet, so but I'm very excited to read it, and I've heard about it before, so yes. Morning. So I'm sat here doing some Bible meditation, doing some Bible study, and I'm just really enjoying it. I feel so peaceful. So I'm reading through some Psalms, Psalm 114 and Psalm 113. And first of all, it's just given me such a deep feeling of peace. Second of all, I really want to share with you Psalm 114 because I'm like, the poetry. The book of Psalms is a book of poetry, most of them written by King David, who was also a musician. So there's just some beautiful imagery in there, and it's just so nice. I'm going to read it out for you. So it says, and I'm going to explain why I've read this one out. So it says, the land of Judah became God's sanctuary, and Israel became his kingdom. The Red Sea saw them coming and hurried out their way. The water of the Jordan turned away. The mountains skipped like rams, the hills like lambs. What's wrong, Red Sea, that made you hurry out their way? What happened, Jordan River, that you turned away? Why mountains did you skip like rams? Why hills like lambs? Tremble, O earth, at the presence of the Lord, at the presence of the God of Jacob. He turned the rock into a pool of water. Yes, a spring of water flowed from solid rock. That's Psalm 114, and I've just made notes on the side. God is to be glorified. The Red Sea hurries out my way. So, quick context, just to make this make sense. So this is, the poet here, the writer here, is reflecting on the events that happened in Exodus, basically the story of Moses. If you don't know the story of Moses, watch The Prince of Egypt. It's one of the best movies of all time. It is phenomenal. You've got Whitney Houston on the soundtrack. You've just got like the best songs. Anyway, that will pretty much communicate, you know, not exactly, but the story of Moses. And so, you know, the big thing with the story of Moses is that God calls him to deliver the Israelites from slavery, and the Red Sea parts. And so what the poet is writing about here is that event. And I just love how it's phrased. What's wrong, Red Sea, that made you hurry out their way? It sounds like so passive aggressive. It's like, why are you running? Why are you running? You should run. In fact, the earth should tremble at the presence of the Lord. And it just makes you think, like, there is literally no mountain, no disaster, no threat, no death, no enemy that could conquer the Lord, because the Lord is set above the heavens and the earth, which is the previous psalm here. So literally, whenever you're worried or stressed or scared, like, just remember the one who reigns over the entire earth. Yeah, like, you have a God, a father, a king who causes the Red Sea to turn and run away, who causes the earth to tremble, who causes the mountains to skip like rams and the hills like lambs. These are meant to be big, immovable things. And what he's saying here is like, the Lord can cause them to run away. No mountain will get in your way or be too big for you to conquer through Jesus Christ. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And I wanted to share with you my technique. So I learned this technique from a channel called Coffee and Bible Time. The channel is here on YouTube, Coffee and Bible Time, and it's run by two sisters and their mother, and they basically make faith-based content. And I believe that both sisters, or one of the sisters, basically they're studying to Bible school, Bible college, to basically enhance their knowledge of theology and things like that. So they've learned different methods of reading and studying the Bible. And one method that I was looking through, I was watching one of their videos, was the girl Ashley was saying that, I'll show you. She basically circles, when she reads through the Psalms, one of the things she does is like circles verbs or words that are used to describe the Lord. So you'll see here the circle ones are the words I've used that describe the Lord. So enthroned on high, that's what he's doing. The Lord is high, circle above the nations. His glory is higher than the nations. So then you begin to see a pattern. There's a lot to do with height and being above. But then something that she said, which I really loved, was to circle everything that God does. So this is like who God is. He's higher. He's enthroned on high. His glory is high. These are his qualities, his attributes. But then what does he do? And what he does might surprise you. He stoops. So I've put these in squares. He stoops, looks down. He lifts, he sets, and he makes. That's incredible. So we've got this description of God who is higher, whose glory is higher. Those are the attributes. But what he chooses to do, his actions are stooping to look down on heaven and earth, lifting the poor from the dust, and the needy from the garbage dump. This is like a modern translation. He sets them among princes, even the princes of his own people, and he gives the childless woman a family, making her a happy mother. This is an active God. This is a God of compassion. This is a God who doesn't stay in heaven and look down at us and judge us. This is a God who steps down into our mess, into our problems, into our lives, and actually helps us and lifts us to a higher level. Doesn't just leave us. If that isn't an image of Jesus, I don't know what is. Literally God incarnate stepping down to us in order to lift us and set us apart and give us and bless us, you know. That's an image of Jesus right there. I'm just realizing he stoops to look down. Jesus washed the feet of his disciples. We serve a good God who stoops. Wow, it's incredible, isn't it, that God stoops down to us. I love that. Thank you, God. Christ who strengthens me. Amen. Let's go.
My way to see Rye Lane at the cinema. Oh my gosh, I don't think I've been to see a film in the middle of the day before. I feel very excited, and I've wanted to see this movie for ages. Also, I got discounted tickets because basically what I learned is that if you're a member of Spotlight, they give you discounted cinema tickets, which I feel like I did know. I just never actually applied for it, but it's well worth it. So I would definitely suggest, like, if you sign up with it, because it was so easy. You just basically clicked a couple of the buttons and then they sent you a discount. So I think the tickets were meant to be something like $12.20. I think you paid like $9.95 for them or something, so save yourself a bit, you know.
Hello everybody, I am so excited about today. I'm so excited about today. Oh my goodness. Okay, should I tell you the long story or the long story short? I'm gonna very briefly go into long story. Long story being, like, I think a month ago I saw this post on Murky Books Instagram, which, for those of you who don't know, Murky Books is the publishing house created by Stormzy, right? Like, that's his book publishing house. And I saw a post about there being a 2-day festival with all these incredible speakers, and I think what captivated me first was I saw Malorie Blackman's face. And me, I love Malorie Blackman. She's one of my favorite authors. Whatever she's doing, I'm like interested. So I was like, oh, so what's Malorie Blackman up to? And then I saw it was part of a 2-day festival, and I was so excited because it looked so good. It was like industry talks about film, television, writing, books, novels, poetry, like all of that amazing stuff. And like all the speakers were black speakers, and I was like, oh my gosh, oh my god, oh my gosh, Malorie Blackman's gonna be there. Oh my, I have to go. So I clicked on the link to book tickets immediately, and they were sold out. This was like a month ago, and I was like, I was so upset. And then I was like, you know what, the event looks amazing, that's why it sold out. But I was very upset because I just heard of it. I went immediately to book and it was sold out, and I was so upset. And I felt really upset because I was low-key like, but this is, I should be there. So I was upset. And then literally, I think 2 days ago, I was scrolling through Instagram again, and I don't even see a lot of posts by this particular like Instagram account. But then I saw they said, oh, like, we're looking forward to seeing you down at this weekend. And I was like, oh, it's that thing. And then they said, you know, tickets are still available on the door if you want to come. So we'll see you there, but tickets are sold out. So I was like, wait, what? Tickets are sold out, but we can still come? And they were like, yeah, well, there's some tickets being released on the door of the day. I couldn't make yesterday because I work on Saturdays. But Malorie Blackman was on day 2, is on day 2, is today. Get early and get a ticket. That's just exactly what we're about to do. I'm going to arrive early and buy a ticket today. So the event starts at 11. Then I'm up late last night, and I'm talking to a friend who I invited him. Was basically like, do you want to come and like queue up with me in the morning? And then and then I saw on their page again, this is last night, I saw this at like midnight. They said a handful of additional tickets have just been released. So I'm thinking, okay, yeah, I'll be there early tomorrow. Then they said click the link in the bio. So I was like, what? So I clicked the link in the bio, and instead of saying like all the tickets were gone, they had tickets. Do you know how quickly I booked those tickets at like midnight this morning? So I have tickets. I'm so excited. Like, honestly, it's like talks in writing comedy, writing films, all from these black writers and creators and producers and directors. The one of, I need to double check, but I I think it's the writer, or maybe the lead actor who was in Rye Lane is gonna be there. As you know, I watched Rye Lane a couple of days ago. A little bit of a secret. I already really wanted to watch it. I've been wanting to watch it for like since it came out basically, but I hurried up and booked those tickets before this Sunday because I was like, I knew I was going to queue up. At least I thought I was going to queue up. I don't even have to queue anymore. So I was like, okay, let me watch that ahead of time to have things to talk with him about before I go and meet him. Malorie Blackman's going to be there. The author of Yinka, Where Is Your Husband is going to be there, which is the book that I was talking about earlier in this vlog. Although what I will say is that that one I did not buy because I knew I was going. I didn't. I bought the book, and then the day after I saw that I could go to this festival. Do you know how excited I am? I'm so excited. So anyway, I'm back in the house. I was trying to leave a little bit earlier, but to be perfectly honest, the London Marathon is on, and that has caused a little bit of interesting transport, like basically some roads are blocked, so I'm gonna wait till I can get the next train, but yeah, so I'm really very excited. And this is the thing, as I said, I was so shocked because I was like, this is the sort of thing, like I should be at that event. And as a Christian, like I just feel like God wanted me at that event. So I was surprised that there weren't tickets for me. That might sound entitled, but I honestly, when you're a daughter of the kingdom, you know what is for you and what is not. So I was just like, what is going on here? There's loads of events where I would be excited to go to. Let's say I'm busy, I'm working in the day, fine, whatever. But this one, I was like, I know I'm meant to be there. And then even I was going, okay, I'm gonna arrive early on the day, thinking, ooh, I'm gonna have to arrive super early because this event was booked out, you know, like a month before. The fact that I didn't even have to do that, and the fact that even by the time I saw it at midnight, I managed to get on and get tickets, such a God thing. I was like, God, thank you so much. So now I don't even have to queue, even though I was prepared to queue. So God is good, because I was gonna queue, and he said, no, here are your tickets. So I'm excited. There's events throughout the day. The first one I'm going to is a movement and breath workshop, which just as an actor will be very good. So I'm gonna go to it, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Let's go.
Why did you say this to me? And that was something that we just had to do throughout the project. We had to really take care in the way that we knew we had to really take care in the way that we were going to present this story.
That wouldn't happen.
Hello. Hello. Hi everyone. So like we really like energy. So like I'm gonna do that again. Do you know what it is? I've got this like complex where I think an awful lot of myself. So I feel like I should be like congratulated when I go to places. So I'm gonna say hi everyone again, and then we're all gonna be like, we're really excited to be here, yeah? Okay. Hi everyone! See how I love that? Don't you all feel better?
On the stage, she was not a very nice woman, and she was like, "You think you're gonna be an author? You're a PR, like that's not gonna happen." Who's that? Oh man, and I was just like, one day you're gonna see. So like, it was just like, even if my circumstances weren't reflecting that reality, it was still a reality to me. So I think just holding on to that is really important, because they are going to be people who are negative. But you just have to reject that if you, again, like Gina said, really believe in the story that you want to tell and the stories that you want to tell.
Do you know what? I feel like I'm in like a moment of setback right now. Like I'm trying to write a book by myself, and it's hard. And like the first one was, I found that really hard to do as well, but also like I'm finding this hard, and I think the times when you don't have anything, because at the moment I feel like I've got nothing to do. I've got nothing to write, sorry. It's my time to download. Do you know when you're trying to download a software in your laptop and it just doesn't do anything? You can't do anything for a while. And that's just where I am right now. It's just the time to kind of take inspiration from other places. So when your software is uploading, you go make a tea, you go do something quickly, just do other things and just use that moment to download new ideas. And in terms of like people telling you can't do this, I've got a thing that I think absolutely every single person has a dark side to what motivates them. He was like, why be safer? What makes you do it? You're not that smart. Why are you blah, 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 blah. I had this kind of, oh, I'll show you. And honestly, it really pushes me. I don't know what that says about me as a person. But it's not that I want bad for them. I'm just going to be really, really good. And that's my truth. And because I've admitted to that, I would now like to know the dark side of why you guys do what you do. Because there's revenge, and also like, because I grew up poor, I'm like, I never want to be poor again. Yeah. So like that pushes me as well.
I mean, it's very similar to you. I feel like it's a very Nigerian Yoruba thing. I just want to show my enemies. Like, I want to shame them. I want them to feel sick.
why did I write it? But you know, but it's one of those things. I did a lot of soul searching, and I thought, you know what? If this helps even just one person who's going through the same or similar, and when you feel like you've hit rock bottom and there is no way out and there's no way up, if it inspires one person to think, well, God, she did it, she got through it, so can I, then job done. And I kind of felt, well, that's a good enough reason to do it. And I kind of feel...